What cultural heritage was surprisingly saved during war? Imagine walking through a battlefield and finding treasures from the past, untouched by the chaos around them. Despite the destruction that war often brings, some cultural heritage has been surprisingly preserved. This preservation is thanks to international laws and dedicated efforts to protect civilian objects, including cultural sites and artworks. During conflicts, laws like the Geneva Conventions and the laws of armed conflict reminded armies to avoid damaging cultural treasures. A notable example is during the Spanish Civil War, when over 20,000 paintings and 12,000 sculptures were saved from destruction. These priceless works were carefully moved to safe locations like the Church of San Francisco El Grande and the National Archaeological Museum. The effort was organized without political bias, focusing solely on protecting Spain's cultural identity. This act set a precedent for future protection efforts and led to the Figueres Agreement of 1939, which promised to return these treasures to the Spanish people after the war. In World War II, the United States created a special group called the Commission for the Protection of Cultural Treasures in War Areas. Military officers advised commanders on how to safeguard monuments, artworks, and historic sites. This led to the Monuments, Fine Arts, and Archives program, which helped protect cultural heritage across many conflict zones. More recently, during the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, efforts have been made to save endangered cultural sites. The Smithsonian Cultural Rescue Initiative provides training, supplies, and satellite monitoring to track damage to nearly 28,000 sites. These include religious monuments, museums, and historic landmarks. These actions show how international humanitarian law is put into practice to protect cultural objects during war. The 1950 Hague Convention for the Protection of Cultural Property in the Event of Armed Conflict is a key legal document. It requires parties to take reasonable steps to avoid damaging cultural property, to mark and guard these sites, and to respect them during military operations. The Geneva Conventions also emphasize protecting civilian objects like museums, libraries, and places of worship. Commanders are responsible for safeguarding civilians and their cultural heritage. Despite the violence and destruction, many cultural treasures have been saved thanks to these laws, military initiatives, and civil efforts. These actions help preserve the history and identity of communities even amid conflict. It's a reminder that protecting cultural heritage is a vital part of respecting human dignity during war.